We want to have the CEO of the commercial group join us again with a special presentation. I'll let him explain it to you. Kevin Johnson has now allowed for a number of what I would say are collaborative efforts. You know, some of these things aren't realized unless you're on the road in the development of. And as people come together to do this, they understand what great power can come from that alliance. Kevin.
Thank you all again so much. As we move to close out, I want to have a couple of acknowledgments and wrap up some thank yous. I want to acknowledge my wife and my daughter here, Judy and Hillary. It's not all the time that I get, it's all the time that I get my wife's support, and it's not all the time that Hillary is able to come, so it's an extra special moment that both of them are here together, and I'm very appreciative. Is Cohen Resnick here? I want to acknowledge Cohen Resnick for their work, just tireless, great professionals that are here. I also want to acknowledge NIF and Baltimore Community Lending that stood in the gap when we needed, gap financing and to get over the hump. Those agencies stepped up, and we're again very appreciative. I started off by talking about how difficult this journey was, and Nicole and I were down the path and thought we had a debt provider that was going to provide the debt for the project, and we were a year in the making, and we thought we were going to close in 30 days. And we got a phone call from that provider that said they were, they said they were out. And it was a very trying time, and as God would have it, somehow I got connected with Nicole Earl and Fulton Bank, and they stood in the gap in a way, in a type of energy that I really can't, it's hard to express, because lenders, come and talk all the time, and you might get to the finish line if your balance sheet is 3x what they need, and X, Y, Z. But Nicole came with a fresh energy of assurance and confidence, and the ability and expertise to be able to look at the transaction, look at our financial situation, and gave us the calmness to really believe that we were once again going to get to the finish line. And secondly, Joe Haskins with Harbor Bank. Joe has been a pillar in this community for decades, and these new market tax credits, SunTrust, the SunTrust is here. SunTrust here. SunTrust, from the very beginning was in our corner, stepped up with a $5 million commitment of new market tax credits. I can tell you with Steve Ross, I think Steve's unable to be here today, but Steve Ross was a person that, once again, in the process, if it were not for a person like Steve Ross, I would not have had the vision to be able to continue to move forward. So I really want to send my sincere appreciation to SunTrust Community Bank and and what they did. Joe with Harbor put in $11 million of new market tax credits into this project. These new market tax credits are coveted all over the country, and they are, Joe can dish these new market tax credits out 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times over. And being a board member of Harbor Bank, I was humbled as to how Joe stood the test of time for probably ended up to be about 18 months with a commitment to this community and to this project, when he could have easily walked away if he was only interested in self-interest and monetary gain. So with Joe and Nicole, could you both come up really quick? I want each one of you to just take a minute to talk to the community about yourselves and what you've done for the project.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Earl with the Community Development Lending Group of the Fulton Bank, formerly the Columbia Bank. And Kevin and Nicole, this is a momentous day, and it's a divine day. We actually met with Nicole about a year and a half ago, and we heard about this project, and we thought at that time that we would not have had the opportunity. But we believe that God is in control. I believe that God is in control. And so this was a divine opportunity that came up to us earlier this year. And Fulton Bank, we believe that we are in business to change lives for the better. That is what we do. And so we believe that this project is a template of what changing lives for the better is. I want to introduce our partners with whom we couldn't have done this without. I want to introduce Jim Wagner. Please stand, Jim. Jim is the director of the Community Development Lending Group. Tracy Fletcher. Tracy Fletcher is our team leader, and our very outspoken and dynamic community outreach officer, Ms. Dionne Waldron McNeil. This is our Baltimore team and our commitment to Baltimore and to the community. Thank you, gentlemen and lady, you can sit. As you might know, the Fulton Bank has made a commitment to Baltimore City. We opened our first branch in the EBDI community about a week ago, and we believe that we're here to stay. We believe that we're here to invest and to help to make the community better, change lives for the better. And this project, we couldn't have done it without our partners at the city, at BCL, at NIF, with SunTrust and Harbor, and we want to do more. Our commitment is to the community, to Maryland, to improve lives for the better. We have a Fulton Forward initiative, which involves homeownership counseling, financial literacy. We're here for you. Please call us, call Dionne. We want to do more projects like this to invest in the neighborhoods and to invest in communities. So it's really our pleasure to be able to celebrate with all of you, with the residents. And I didn't realize before Monday how deep our relationship with GEDCO went. Actually, on Monday, I was with the former founder of the Columbia Bank, and he told me that he's been volunteering with GEDCO for a very long time. And I had no knowledge of that, but it shows that the connection was there and was there for a very long time. And we intend to continue to do more to help the community with GEDCO, with commercial. We hope that this is a partnership for the long term. God bless you, and congratulations.
Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to be here. Kevin was very kind with his remarks about us, and as he sat around the board table with this project in its development form, I asked him where was my money. I said, Kevin, I got some folks I gotta pay the salary. And he told me it's coming. I said, coming? But let me tell you, I am a Baltimorean and one of the founders of Harbor Bank. And we're 37 years old. We were founded with the intent of bringing financial resources to the Baltimore community. It was our belief that we, through economic development, could change outcomes. And so, when we look back at Harbor and its role, almost every developmental area in this city that you'll see, if you scratch the surface, you'll find that we were there first. We were the catalysts, we were the pioneers. So if you look at Inner Harbor East, the first money that was put in Inner Harbor East, before there was a Marriott, was Harbor's money. So we've been visionary. The Solo Point, we helped that project through an acquisition from Archer Daniels Midland. When you look at EBDI, which has been referred to often, and I see Jack Young Jack will tell you that we sat in community meetings when all EBDI was an idea. I had the call to be one of the organizers of an initiative to develop an EBDI. And Jack held me accountable to the community to say that we just don't want to build housing, we want to build business enterprise. And I'm delighted to have you know that Commercial Interiors, it was referred to earlier that he was a drywaller. Well, we made a commitment to say we're going to help move the equation or change the equation. And in the first science building done at EBDI, 855 Wolf Street, Kevin Johnson and Commercial Interiors became a legitimate developer and a legitimate, successful developer. Legitimate. And so we have a pride not only in bringing financial resources to the table, but also in helping local businesses grow to bring not only economic value, but job opportunities and job opportunities on a living wage basis. So to GetCo, to the political leadership, to the financial supporters, to Kevin, I say to you, thank you. I want you to know that we are still in the new market tax credit business. We're working on 3 different projects as we speak. We're looking at Lexington Market. We're looking at a project for a private school with the Catholic Church. And we're looking at a project with Northwood. So Harbor's role is historical. It will be continuous. Our commitment is here. I have 2 of my colleagues here. So if you miss me, you see John Lewis, who heads not only our lending operation and is head of the CDC, our community development entity, but he also is a representative on many of our national initiatives, which involves opportunity zones. And standing beside him is Tony Thomas, who heads our private equity side. So our commitment to this community is bringing capital where capital has not been present. Access to capital is a difference, and I commend my colleagues in the banking community who stepped up to be a part of this initiative. And by the way, I told you I was a Baltimorean, and Brandon, you'll appreciate this. When Memorial Stadium was here, I was a vendor. See.
Let us thank all of our speakers